right? So use of digital technology makes things more convenient, faster, and easier to handle. Very well, you know, because nowadays you are attending online classes, online tests also you have attended. So you can see you are where you are sitting and where I am sitting, and both are communicating, and you are attending the test without writing on paper. You can send email to your friend or anybody over the globe within a minute or second. You can do the banking sitting in your home, in your room. You can send money, you can buy anything, you can deposit money, you can do, except to getting a physical cash, you can do all the online transaction using the banking facility of digital technology. Learning what you are doing, that is the learning. Delivery of goods and service, yes, Flipkart, Amazon, Snapdeal, all the websites are available which providing you a great facility of delivering your goods and service to your doorstep without any problem. So this thing we had already discussed regarding the digital society. Now you can see digital footprint. What is the digital footprint? Whatever you are doing over the internet, right? If you are typing something, if you are sending your photo, if you are logging in your mail, if you are doing WhatsApp, chatting, video calling, email, downloading any file, watching YouTube video, watching some other website, all are what? Digital footprint. Means wherever you will go over the digital society, digital environment, you are generating your footprint, which is called as a digital footprint. So whenever we surf the internet using smartphone, tablets, computer, etc., we leave a trail of data reflecting the activities performed by us online. So whatever activity we are doing online, they are reflecting. So this is called as our digital footprint. Our digital footprint can be created and used with and without our knowledge also. One more thing, the digital footprint can be created by you once it is created and you have not deleted the digital footprint, or you have not cleared the digital footprint, then any hackers can be again create the same digital footprint without your knowledge or with your knowledge also. There are two types of digital footprint. One is called as the active digital footprint. If information is submitted by you, if something knowingly submitted by you, suppose you have forwarded a WhatsApp message to your friend, this is called as a digital footprint. Suppose you have forwarded a Gmail to your friend, digital footprint. You have filled a online form, digital footprint. You are using a WhatsApp chat, Facebook, Twitter, or any kind of mail facility, you are creating your active digital footprint. Same time there are passive digital footprint. If you are not doing, but you are simply surfing a website, okay, using some of the mobile apps which is linked with internet, or you are browsing your internet, all are called as a passive digital footprint. Your digital footprint will be available where just go to the web page, click on the three dots, option will come history, click on the history, and you can see all your digital footprints are available here. What you have done, see, by 12:20 p.m. I logged in image. By 12:50 p.m. I logged in my YouTube channel. Okay, and you can see this is today's activity. All at what time I have started today's activity? By 10:47 I have started by this IP address. Everything is available. Then last time I did this on the same computer on November 27, 2020. Okay, are you able to see this thing? How many of you are able to see this thing? Are able to identify the digital footprint? In a vanilla? Yes, Pandurangan. Okay. So whatever we are doing over the internet, yes, good job. So whatever we are doing over the internet, they all are called as our passive digital footprint. If we are not filling any kind of form, data, mail, WhatsApp, Facebook, or any kind of upload done by us, simply if you are going to the YouTube, okay, that is called as a passive digital footprint. But you have created your YouTube channel and you are posting and you are typing something, you are commenting something, and you are after commenting also you are deleting, but once it is committed and it will be deleted, it will be recorded. You cannot remove your digital footprint until unless you will clear everything properly. So before commenting to someone, before posting someone, be careful. If any criminal activity, if you are part of any criminal activity, the cyber crime police will catch you using your active or passive digital footprint. Now, see example of digital, okay, website. Facebook is there, print, LinkedIn, Twitter, okay. Most commonly used digital footprint is your phone app, Google Play Store, right? Then any kind of browser, YouTube, WhatsApp, okay, Gmail. So you can see, using more internet, we are generating more digital footprint. More you will search website, you will generate more number of digital footprint. You are browsing history, cookies, password, autofills, and many more types of data. All are the example of digital footprint. This can be used to trace the user, his and her location, device, and other usage details. Everything can be traced by the digital footprint. Okay, so I hope it is clear. That's the easy thing only, we already discussed. Last time we discussed about the digital society and netizen. Digital society, generally you all are living in a society where all kind of people are available and you are interacting with these people by presenting yourself or by talking to them, right? But when we are talking about digital society means you may not be available in front of them, but still you are showing your picture, you are showing your video, you are sending your mail, you are chatting with them. See, I am not available in front of you, but still we are in a digital society. We are learning. So in this era, digital society, our daily activity like communication, everybody know how to make a call. When you are making a call, you will become a part of digital society using internet. If you are using social networking, yes, I know 99.9% students are having WhatsApp account, Facebook account, Twitter account, and they are using these social networking. So you are a part of digital society and you are called as a netizen, citizen, netizen. Okay, if you are using net for social networking, you are called as a netizen or digital citizen also. Both keyword can be used. Either it can be used as a netizen or digital citizen. You are using banking, shopping, entertainment, education, transportation are increasingly being driven by online transactions. All are the part of digital society, and whoever using these all things are called as a netizen. Is it clear to everybody? The person, the user who become a part of internet and using all these facility, all this online facility are called as a digital citizen or netizen. This question definitely will be there in exam with 1 mark. Okay, because this lesson will give you 7 mark question and this will be a 1 mark question. You will get it. Apart from that, remaining 6 marks will be there. Now, what is digital society? Digital society is nothing but the growing trend of using digital technology in all the space of human activity. Everywhere, everywhere, where everywhere, if you want to learn, you can use internet. If you want to buy, you can use internet. If you want to order food, you can use internet. If you want to celebrate birthday party, you can use internet because nowadays corona is there and you can celebrate how one person will on the camera and join other people into the group and they can celebrate the birthday party. Anything. any kind of activity, a part of computer, internet, are making you a digital citizen or netizen with the digital society. In the same way we reflect in society, we have to maintain the ethics, moral and value towards others who are online in digital society. This is the most important thing when we are there on digital society, how to behave with others. Okay, suppose you everybody is typing in a decent manner. If somebody here somebody will type some nonsense message, then this is not a decent way of talking. Okay, this is making angry to someone or making angry to the teacher also. So we have to be very much careful how we have to behave in our digital society. Now, being a good netizen means practicing safe, ethical and legal use of digital technology. These words, please remember, practicing safe. Safe means, what is the meaning of safe? Can anybody tell? What is the meaning of safe digital technology use? What is the meaning of uses of digital technology safely? Can you tell me the meaning? Any example can anybody give? How you can tell that we are practicing safe in digital technology? Any one example can be given by anyone. What is the meaning of practicing safe use of digital technology? It's very simple because all the students are having their email. If they want to log in their email, yes, Vikas has given an answer. Checking secure website on visiting to the site. Good, Vikas. We must have to see the lock symbol which is called as a digital certificate. If it is showing valid, then we are on a safe part of digital technology. If it is not valid, then we must have to be very much careful that we are on a unsafe hand. So only Vikas is there in class, no other person. Simple, yeah. If you are using a online transaction, you need all kind of login ID, password, you need a OTP, you need a transaction password, many more things. If you want to log in your Gmail account, you need your password. Sometimes it will ask you two steps verification. Then what is required? A OTP is required. So you are practicing what? Safe use of digital technology. Okay. One more thing I will show you. There 21 members are there in this class. 21 members are there in this class. Myself has added my photo. Then you can see Abhinaya, no. Aarti, no. Arundhati, no. Divya, no. Divyamani, no. Vijayalakshmi, no. Girija, Gunavati, okay. Jayalakshmi, Inabanila, Kannan. Nobody except Vikas. Yes, Vikas has added. What is the problem? When we are there on digital society, then we have to show our identity. Okay, not to others' identity. Right? Like Shweta has showing some of the heroine picture. Okay, I am not, it's your choice, but if you will present yourself, then we can understand that who are you. Okay, so this is called as a practicing safe use of digital technology. It means our group will be safe, that we have involved only the student, not this small kid, not this hero heroine, not this any other thing in our group. Okay, so better you can go for your own proper presentation, right? But it's your choice. I am not asking you to do it. Okay, if you want, you can present yourself in a decent manner. Okay, using your digital technology in a safe way. Ethical and legal use of digital technology. You must have to be ethical. No need to post any kind of message to anyone that you are a poor person, you are not reading in a proper manner, you are a donkey and you are like that, so this is not a good way. Okay, so we have to be very much careful, we have to be ethical and legal in the sense of we must have to use any kind of website in a proper way, which is a legal way. Okay, we have to use it in a legal way. Right? Suppose YouTube is not permitting us to download the video, then we have to be very much careful because it may be a problem of copyright act. So we must have to be very much right. So you can see Kannan has given one of the very good examples, uses of virtual keyboard instead of mobile keyboard while using mobile banking. Yes, it's a very good job. For example, I am here on a Google and I will open the SBI website, not BI, SBI, State Bank of India. Log in. When I am going to log in, then here this will display you a virtual keyboard. What is virtual keyboard? You will see shortly. Let it become. Yes. So continue to log in. Here you can see there is an option which is called as enable virtual keyboard. Second option, here this website is secured. And next option, here it is starting with HTTPS. This is a authentic website of SBI. Click here. This is called as a virtual keyboard, online virtual keyboard. Here you can see all these buttons are available, not exactly as like your keyboard. Everything is available in a different way. Suppose our keyboard is QWERTY, but this keyboard is WRQTEYPSOUI. So this thing we have to be always check. Okay. So I hope it is clear to everybody what is the meaning of this thing. So good job by Kannan. And Divyamani has also given, because Google have no security regarding profile picture. Anyone with my ID or maybe try and error methods can check my photo. No problem. Photo doesn't matter. Yeah, this photo I added in 2014-15, I think. From that day onwards, I am using the same photo, and I don't think that is there any misuse of this type of photo until unless we will keep our ID open for everybody. Okay, right? So this is the thing. Only the personal information you are not supposed to share, like your ID, password, bank account number, OTP, okay, mobile OTP, any other kind of password, your date of birth. These things you have to be very much careful. So in WhatsApp you are telling that your content can only see your profile picture. Okay, that is okay, no problem. Right? If you don't want to show your profile picture, you can write it your name on your profile picture, you can present instead of showing some other hero heroine picture. Okay. So don't be do it now, let it be as it is, no problem, but you have to do it like that. So now you can see the being a good netizen means practicing safe, ethical and legal use of digital technology. NET, we have to follow NET etiquettes, we have to follow communication etiquettes, we have to follow the social media etiquettes. Okay, now I will show you what are these things. You can see these are the NET etiquettes, and while being online or surfing internet, we have to follow these circle we have to follow. Social interaction, we have to do it in a proper way. We have to exhibit ourselves in a proper way, right? We have to express ourselves in a proper way. See Divyavangi, it is coming here. We have to exhibit ourselves in a proper manner. This is called as a net etiquette. Right? Okay. Now next thing we can see, what is the meaning of be ethical? Okay, we have to be ethical. We are not supposed to go for any copyright violation, right? If somebody will use your image, then they are doing a copyright violation. You can file a case, online cyber crime case you can file, and they will be treated as a cyber criminal. You have to share your expertise. Means if you are expert in some of the area, you have to share with others. Okay, this internet is a very excellent and good way to share your quality with others. If you know something, go to the Google, make your video and share with others. So many thousands, lakhs people will get benefit by seeing your expertise. Okay, for example, I am having a mobile phone, okay, and I am the expert to handle my mobile phone, and some of the people are every day asking the question how to do it, what to do it. Then you can make a short video and post it on your group friend, and they will also get benefit, and you will also got be blessed by your friend. So these things we have to be very much careful. We have to be always ethical. We have to help people. Okay, many times you are asking, sir, this problem we are getting on WhatsApp, you are asking, and immediately or maybe sometime after I am going to reply that thing. So we have to be always ethical. Okay, and no copyright violation. We have to be see that copyright violation should not be there. Be respectful. We must have to be respectful to others. What is the meaning of respectful? That we should not use anybody's privacy, should not use anybody's photo, anybody's this thing to show ourselves, impress ourselves, okay, or impress other also. So we have to be very much careful. Privacy, we have to make it private. One more thing, if someone has asked you one of the questions, okay, then you have to reply that answer privately. Is it clear? If it is a group, then it's okay, but generally we have to reply it privately, and that private talk we should not be disclosed with others. Suppose the person don't want to disclose the private talk, then we are not supposed to disclose with others. Do not put in a group of this private talk. Okay, but nowadays many many unexpert person are making videos. But it is okay if they are making video, no problem. But you have to watch the video and you have to find out whether that video is useful or not. If it is useful, then you can use. Otherwise, you can no need to like, no need to comment also. Okay. If you type something on YouTube, 1,000 videos will come. Is it clear? But we have to watch 3, 4, 5 videos and we have to compare it. And we have to think, okay, this is the best thing. Then we have to see the review, then we have to see the followers, we have to see the comments, we have to see the like and dislike, everything we have to see. Then we have to take it in a use, take it in our use. Okay, so this is the thing. A simple example I want to tell you, right? I purchased a bike and that bike is draining more battery. If you are not used for 3-4 days, then battery will going to be drained. So I was new for that bike. So what I did, I searched everything over the internet, no result I found. Then one day I was searching, then I got in a YouTube video and they are telling that you have to remove one of the plug from that, and whenever you want you have to plug it again. 15 days, 20 days you can unplug it and you can use. After that immediately it will start. So I got it a good information. Then I saw a lot of comments, then I followed and I got a excellent result. So we have to be wise while using internet. We have to be wise. Okay, otherwise people will make us foolish. Is it clear? If you will ask one question over the internet, you will get 1,000 answers. So we have to be very much careful, right? So be respectful. We have to respect the privacy of others and we have to respect the diversity of others. These both the things we have to be respect of others. If anybody is disagree with us, no problem. Okay, because suppose we are having 45 students in our class and I will put a question and I will put an answer. Maybe 10 students will not be agree with that same answer. They will tell, sir, no, there may be a chances of a different answer. So we have to respect the diversity. Okay, we have to respect the privacy and diversity also. So these things we have to be must follow. Be responsible. When you are using internet, you must be a responsible person. What is the meaning of responsible? If a task is given to you, then you have to complete the task by correct time. If you are doing the task by correct time, you are responsible. Same thing is there over the internet. Don't feed the troll. It means you are not supposed to send a nonsense message, unauthorized, unwanted message over the internet. Any kind of fake news you are not supposed to share. Okay, you have seen on WhatsApp some of the fake videos, fake news are coming, and we are simply forwarding to be a part of fun in our friends group. That should not be shared. We have to be very much careful and avoid the cyber bullying. What is the meaning of cyber bullying? Okay, putting someone into trouble by your text, by your photos, by your videos. It is called as a cyber bullying. Cheating someone, threatening someone, sending a mail that if you will not do my task, then I will beat you, I will take your all the money, I will post your photo over your group, I will post your all the chats, okay, in our group. So this is not supposed to be done by you. You have to be very much responsible over the internet to become a good netizen. Now, last topic for today, communication. Now that net equities is over, now communication equities, equities we will learn. Okay, what is that? Because what is the meaning of communication? We are using email, we are using texting, instant messaging, talking on cell phone, audio or video conferencing, posting on phone, and social networking. These all are the good example of digital communication. But when we are doing digital communication, we have to follow some of the etiquettes. What is that? Be precious, be polite, be credible. These three most important things you have to follow. What is the meaning of be precious? We have to respect the time. What is the meaning of respecting time? Suppose the class time is 12:15 to 1 o'clock, then I have to stop my class by 1 o'clock, not by 1:15, not by 1:30. So I have to respect the time. If you are talking someone over the internet and he or she is not interested in your talk, then you have to respect the other time. You are not supposed to call anybody by night 12 o'clock if the person is sleeping. Not supposed to post any kind of message over the internet if somebody is on rest. So that we have to think. And same time we have to respect the data limit also. Right? A file you have created which is a very big file and it is a large attachment, don't post it. Okay, don't post it. Why? Because if you will post, generally the people will try to download, or sometimes it will be automatic downloading. So it will reduce the data. It will eat the data. So what we have to do? We have to provide a simple link. Google Drive link, any YouTube video link. So what is going to be happen? A particular person want to watch, want to see, they will click on the link, otherwise they will simply ignore. What is the benefit of this one? We are respecting the data limit of others and we are following the communication etiquettes for all the netizen of our cyber society. We have to be polite. We should avoid being abusive even if we don't agree with others' points or view. Okay, you may have your own personal group, right? Everybody is having your own personal group, right? If somebody is posting something, so respect. Okay, if you want to reply, reply in a polite manner. Don't be in a bad manner, right? Don't be in an abusive language, even if you don't agree with others' point. Is it clear? Right. The last thing is that we have to be credible. Okay, what is the meaning of credible? You can see the meaning of credible, that we have to be writing any comment or writing any email in a proper way, right? Don't be in an improper way. What will happen if you will write, right? Because if you are writing something, then we cannot delete it permanently. We can post or comment anything over the internet and delete it later, but we always remember that it cannot be permanently deleted. It is recorded in our digital footprint. In WhatsApp there is the option delete for everyone. No, it will delete for that time, but it is recorded where on digital footprint. On a WhatsApp server it is recorded. So this is how many culprits who spread hate, bully others or engage in criminal activity can be traced and handled with the help of digital footprint. So you have to be very much careful while doing these things. Now this is enough for today, and if you have any kind of question, please you can type it in the chat box. If you don't have any question, you can disconnect our class, right? Within 2 days we will complete this unit. Thank you, and thank you everybody.